All right, I'm live. You get that up. I started wearing a mask when I go outside, not in my shop, but on the street and to well, now Walmart's got a thing now. You can't go in the store unless you got a mask on. I think that starts Monday. And Publix is doing the same thing. You got to have a mask on, which is okay because I've been putting a mask on my face anyway when I go in there. I don't wear it when I'm driving down the road. But wow, what a week. I about went, my daughter and my middle grandson and my youngest grandson went to St. Augustine. Hey, Lisa, and help nuts. And that would be Christy. Love you, dear. Yeah, Willow. And there's I guess that's Mville. Um, Guys, hey Cindy. Um, I'm looking for Terry. Terry. Terry Reed. Her grandson's birthday is. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow or what, but she said sing happy birthday to him, so I'm gonna do it. And he's 18. Wow, poor fella. There was a song out one time by the Statler Brothers, Class of '57, and somewhere in there they were singing, "Life gets complicated after you pass 18," and that's my life didn't get complicated till uh, well, it got complicated after I was married, but not because I was married to my wife or anything. Just life is complicated sometimes. But his name is Ozzy. I'm gonna sing happy birthday to him here directly with music. I figured out a way to put music to it, and that's what I'm gonna do from now on. Guys, who Tina Boxwell and I love it when people call me Pops. But guys, there is somebody. Well, it may be two somebodies, but I got a sneaking idea it's two. They're one and the same, and uh, they send me emails, and I can't. I'm trying to figure out how to block them because I'm really getting tired of it, and it depresses me sometimes when they send them and the things they're saying. Um, uh, they 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 say things like, "I'm way out of my league here. I should be doing things people my age do," and let's see what else. I wrote it down somewhere. Out of my league, and I embarrass myself. I make a fool out of myself. And especially that face I made the other day where I could touch my touch my nose with my tongue, and then I touched my nose with my bottom lip. It was just here. And he really, he or she, I don't know, But they really come down on me about that. I was senile old fool and just a lot of different things. I mean, and I think the reason they don't leave it on the comments is because I know how to block the comments, and I guess they're afraid some of my subscribers that do like me will come back at them. And I've had that happen. Somebody said something negative, and I had a couple of my subscribers get on about it. So that may be why they don't leave it on the comments. But they have my email address. They have both of them, matter of fact. They're junkdauber email or junkdauber@gmail.com and sheetdauber at outlook.com. Sheetdauber spelled SHEETDOBBER at outlook.com. I'm going to figure out how to block. I know there's a way to do it. I'm just not sure how to do it. I don't know. You know, I worry about it. I will. Well, maybe I am making a fool out of myself, and maybe you're just too nice to I don't know. You know, I don't. Lots of thoughts go through my head, and I'm gonna tell you what, guys. Here in the last couple of months, my brain has been changing. My thoughts, and you know, people say, well, just don't think about it. Well, how do you not just think about it? I mean, I don't have no control over it. If I say, well, look, I'm not going to think about this today, well, I'm already thinking about it. So, yes, her hubby is in the house. Yeah, I was watching your hubby a while ago getting a bunch of stuff again. I swear, does he ever go out and come back empty handed? I mean, is there nobody else out there scrapping that stuff or getting that stuff? Lord have mercy. Boy, yeah. I got a big freezer and I'd have that thing so full. And he leaves stuff for other people. I guess that's good in a way. And I guess I would be the same way if my freezer was full. But just the stuff he gets, it's just unreal. I don't know anybody else on YouTube that comes up with all these goods all the time, and he does. He does. It just oh shoot, I'm over here messing with my music thing. I don't mean to. I forget where I'm at. There we go. And oh, another thing they say I beg for money. Guys, do I come across as begging? He says I shouldn't be complaining about I don't have two nickels to rub together. Well, the point I'm trying to get across is, folks, if you don't have two nickels to rub together, about 90% of the time, it's going to be your fault. It's not going to be somebody else's or the government. And that's the point I try to make. I don't have two nickels to rub together. I made a lot of money back in the day, but I didn't handle it right. And when my wife died, I just went to pieces, and it's my fault. The government doesn't owe me any money. A lot of you might think they do, but the only thing the government owes me is my Social Security and building roads and stuff where we can drive around on stuff like that, because that's what the taxes is for, and to protect our country. That's what the military is for. But I don't blame nobody but myself. And I'll tell you what, I've been blessed the last couple of months with with donations and stuff. And but I'm still not where I want to be. And was it Tina that was telling me that she saw on another channel where I said I was thinking about hanging it up? Well, that was I was in a lot of stress right then from something I was just talking about, and uh, sometimes when I read that stuff, it makes me want to just hang it up. But I'm not going nowhere because I've got you. If I never get past the 1,200 and something subscribers that I've got, if I never get past them, I'm still going to be happy because I got you guys, and one day I'm going to try to name them all off. I'm afraid to start naming people off because you're going to miss somebody. I don't want to do that. And hey, Patty and Mary Beth, I love you, Mary Beth, and Christy and Cindy and Marty. Um, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. And if I do leave, it's going to be because I die. But I've made some plans about that I won't leave anybody hanging. If I do, you'll know about it and what for's about it and all that stuff. But and I get asked a lot by some people, do I worry about dying? Heck no. Why? I can't. Worrying's not going to make it go away. I'm going to die sooner or later. I hope it's when I'm in my 90s or even my 100s. I don't, but you know, I don't know. We don't know. We don't have the promise of tomorrow. And yes, I'm in my bonus years, you know, because I've already lived about 4 years beyond my life expectancy, and I feel okay. I'm just aggravated that I can't do much. You know, all I can work out there in the shed is about 2 or 3 hours, and I was out there today working. It's taking shape, buddy. It's taking shape, but I just got so much stuff. And by the way, talking about having so much, somebody keeps telling me to get rid of a lot of these clothes that I don't wear anymore. Well, I might wear them again. They fit and they're not wore out. And it just goes against my grain to throw away a perfectly good shirt or a good pair of pants, which I don't have a lot of extra pants. I got my bibs on today. And this, by the way, was a brand new pair that even got my billfold in here that Granny Doe sent me. I love that. But I just can't throw clothes away. Now, if I can donate them to somebody that needs them, that would be one thing. But to just pitch them, and this is my problem in my bedroom right now. I got way less space than I got. I don't have room for all that stuff. I don't know how to handle that. It just take a nugget from you. Yeah, you know what, guys? I did a video a while ago. It'll go up. It'll go up Monday morning about some dumb stuff I did, me and some cousins. And by the way, I must be missing something here. You've all heard the term kissing cousins. Well, dadgone it, I had Diane, Shirley Ann, uh, well, I had one I really liked. Yes, I had the hots for my she's an old lady now. I told her in a, I told her in a post I made one time that she was a hottie. And my one of my older cousins, you know, real, he's a stuffed shirt kind of guy. You know, I love him, but you shouldn't be telling her that. You shouldn't be talking to Barbara like that. Well, Barbara is a born again Christian, and her father was a Methodist minister, and I don't know where Barbara got off on this other religion, and she likes to lay hands on you and pray. Uh, but I really had a crush on her. I can't say it was the hots; it was a crush. But I had kissing cousins, and everybody. Some people talk like that's terrible if you kiss a cousin, especially if you kiss them on the mouth. Well, them two, we was kissing cousins. Where they all got their tail tore up one night at Grandma's. They called us in there on a pallet kissing, and I think we was about 11 or 12 something. And bless their heart, they both passed away. Everybody in that leg of the family passed away. There's none of them left. There may be, well, yeah, there is some of them left. There'd be like second and third cousins, but the immediate family, they're all gone. But yeah, I guess I let stuff bother me too much, you know, telling me that I'm begging for money. And look, let me make one thing clear. I started this channel because Chris Knippy or whatever talked me into it back when I first started them 2 or 3 years ago, before they ever had that baby. And he talked me into it, and he just trying to jump in and get his feet wet, and I did. He said, you might get up to 1,000, you can start making a little bit of money, extra money. And that was the plan. And my goal was to earn about $200 a month to supplement my $800 a month Social Security. Because when I pay my rent and stuff like that, I only have like $100 expendable income for any kind of uh, frugal spending or luxury spending or anything like that. And I thought, well, if I could get $200 a month, I would be a happy camper. And I just barely am getting a check. I got my check last month was $142. This month, this is gonna be 101, 102. And I wasn't gonna make it to that if it hadn't have been for a certain lady that is simply fantabulous. Uh, gave me a what did she put that? She put that on my super chat, and that got me over my threshold. The threshold is $100. You got to have $100 before YouTube will cut you a check. And if Fantabulous hadn't have done that, I would get nothing this month, but I would for sure go over 100 next month. So, you know, those commercials, those ads, they don't pay much. And I wish there was some way I could know what each of those ads pay, especially those things. Every once in a while, one comes on there that lasts an hour. You know, and I've watched a couple of them. Some of them are kind of interesting. And there's some of them on there that's political. And I'll watch them depending on who it is. But that was my plan, to make about $200 a month. And it was never my plan for anybody to give me money or tips or whatever you want to call it. But they've been doing it. And some of them do it more than once. Ricky Lentz just throwed another 20 on me about a week ago. I got the package last Saturday. But yeah, thank you, Canadian girl, so much. I appreciate it. And I'm going to stick you up there where everybody can see you. Dang, you're pretty. How you doing? Thank. Thank. Y'all keep telling me I'm awesome or something. Maybe I'll start believing it. But things is really, I mean, I'm starting to call it Dauber's Chronicles because there's so much things changing in my head about how I process stuff and how it is that I can stay on track and stuff like that. And y'all need to be paying close attention. Maybe you'll see what happens to an old fart like me, you know? I never had any close relationship with anybody old. Never. No, my grandparents wasn't close to my grandparents. Of course, wasn't close to my dad after he died. You know, he died at 58 years old. I definitely wasn't close to my mom. That's another story there, boy. And I get a lot of flack about that. And my sister said, well, you and George shouldn't have been talking about Mama like you was. Well, what we was talking about was the gospel truth. You know, and everybody was acting like it wasn't. And they were starting to call it Russell Stories. Wasn't Russell Stories, it was family history. And if she hadn't screwed me out of, if you could put it all total, she probably screwed me out of over $100,000. And it was my fault because if I'd have just stopped and thought about it, I would have knew there was no way that Mama had what it takes to run that kind of a business. No way. And so I don't know why that didn't occur to me. There was just no way she could run it. She didn't. And I'm not saying I did. I run it better than she did, but I was advertising. She wouldn't spend no money on advertising. Well, you got to advertise. But yeah, she pulled a fast one with me on that one. And that's stuck with me. That was part of our nest egg. My wife and I's nest egg. Sure was. Hey, Port Swing Poet, how you doing, dear? Who am I flirting with? Did I flirt with somebody? I wasn't close to my grandparents, Christy. It just, hey, Elena. It just wasn't, you know. I don't know why, but my parents wasn't easy to get close to. When they was around, you had to walk around like you was walking on eggs. And the only thing that I can remember my grandmother Pearson saying, I know she said a lot to me, but when my grandmother on my mother's side died, she took me to the funeral. That was the first funeral I ever went to. And I ain't never forgot that flower smell. And we were standing there looking at her in the coffin. And Grandmama said, well, she don't know nothing now. Like that, like not in a kind way, not in a bad. She just, well, she don't know nothing now. And when Grandma Pearson died, that thought crossed my mind. Well, Grandma, you don't know nothing now. I was closer to my Grandma Pearson than I was my Grandma O. But Grandma Pearson's where Mama dropped me and my sister and my brother George off in the middle of the night and took off with this guy. Children should be seen and not heard. I grew up like that. That's the way I grew up. I'm right the other way. They know everything. Anyway, anybody got any birthdays out there? I'm fixing to get into birthday mode here. Anybody got any birthdays? Tell me. Tell me. I only got one I'm going to sing happy birthday to right now. Is there anybody else? Is it coming up anytime between now and next Saturday? Or had it come up this past week? Yeah, there was some bleak parts of life, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right, guys. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna sing happy birthday. And I got to make sure I got this right. And this is one of my this music I can play on my channel. It's free. I won't get penalized for that. Now, how was that? I love those group sings like that. But I got a ton of music that I can play on my channel, and I was Matilda 69. Hey, are you new, Matilda, or you just take it one day at a time? Missing grandparents, it can be rough when you have relationships, but God will show you over time how they add value to your life. That's a good point, Matilda. Well, where's it at? There we go. Read that, folks. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Thank you, Frugal Granny. Thank you so much. Renee? Okay. Yeah, it says take it one day at a time. At a time, missing grandparents. It can be rough when you have relationships, but God will show you over time how they added value to your life, and you can use it to survive life today. Uh, yeah, Granddaddy, we called him High Daddy. He's very tall and he wore bib overalls. Uh, he uh, he just wasn't a talker. He wasn't a talker. He just wasn't, um, and Grandmama was a talker, but um, she was diabetic. Boy, I tell you what, back then she had to draw her insulin out of a bottle with a big old hypodermic needle, and then pull her dress up and stuck that in her leg. That used to kill me when I'd see that. And I suppose diabetes is probably, she died in 1953. She died in 1953. She was she was a fantastic lady in a way. She was a devout Seventh Day Adventist, and she wasn't. There was no pork in that house, and no lard or anything like that. She was very strict about that. My grandson, when he come back from St. Augustine, look what he brought me. What do you think? And that's a chunk of wood. See? It's a chunk of wood, so it had to be. I don't know how in the world they carve that like that. I don't know. And then again, I'm questioning whether this part is wood. But see, they've got it. Its feet's wrapped around here, and it's wrapped around there, and it's wrapped there, so it ain't something, and it's wrapped here. It ain't something that they had that they could just put on here. Because and the tail, see, it goes all the way down, and it's heavy. That's some hard wood, but I don't know what that is. I'm doubting that it's wood. I don't know, but if it's carved, that was a lot of carving. But you know what I may do, and a lot of you say, "Well, don't do that." But I'm gonna take my drill and I'm gonna go up here next to the wood part, and I'm gonna drill a hole in that and see what comes out. See if it's wood or if it's something else or resin or something. But the end of it is, I don't know how they get it to fit to the piece of wood like that. I, I don't know. I don't know. But that my middle grandson got me that. He's always getting little gifts and stuff. Um, After my daughter, Cindy Conway, she says, what does she say here? No, I wanted this. after my daughter died, you're not the same. That one day at a time thing doesn't always apply. I wish it did. Uh, I can understand that, Sandy. My 14-year-old son passed away about 2 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. The car he was in pulled out in front of a Greyhound bus. They didn't stand a chance. And nothing, and you know, that evening, well, not that evening, but the next day, we had been to the funeral home and stuff, and when I got back home, and I'm on a 1 acre piece of ground, the land was our house, you know, and that's big, you know, that's bigger than the house lot. And then I remember just looking around and everything just seemed so small and like it was closing in on me. It's like it was just coming in on me, you know. And I was standing out there under this tree, and there was a little plastic army man hanging up in the tree on a little parachute that my son had made. And as he was throwing it up, it got caught on some limbs up there, and it was still there. One day, about 6 months later, I was out there and I was looking at it, and all of a sudden it just broke loose from that limb and floated down. Parachute worked and everything. Was that my grandson telling me he was there? What? I don't know. I still got it. What do we got here? Okay, Frugal Granny. Sandy says she has her twin brother. Blessed and burdened, I guess you are. Does the brother remember her? Bye, Lena. Fort Swain. That's a tough deal to lose your kid. It really is. It just I don't know what to say about that anymore. You know, I think I need to get my butt out to Citra, and I hadn't been out there in 2 years to the cemetery where he's buried at. And I need to, it's not growed up or anything, but you got grass. His stone is a flat stone, and the grass wants to grow up over the edge. And if the caretaker there don't trim it off, it don't get trimmed. So I'm thinking I need to get out there and see if we can get, but I have to get my daughter to take. She's not letting me drive no more. I thought I was going to Harbor Freight this morning. And I told her last night, I'm going to Harbor Freight in the morning at 8 o'clock. And she come in here, well, no, I'm going. I didn't go. Not because she wasn't going, because I just didn't want to go today. But she, yeah, she clipped my wings, which I'm not too concerned about it. Not concerned about it. How many have I got in the house? 17. Yeah, Canadian girl, I still want to have a private live stream with you. Just me and you chatting. I want to talk to you. And I won't flirt. Well, people say I'm flirting when I really don't think I am, but, you know, I won't be a smart aleck. Mind you was born with cerebral congenital heart defects. Holy crap. You know, Cindy, I've wished the same thing about my son. I wished I'd had him cremated, but that didn't come up because my wife would have never went for that anyway. She just wouldn't. But yeah, see, my wife was cremated. She's sitting in there on the buffet, and I wished 1,000 times that my son was sitting there cremated right next to her. So now I'm in a dilemma about whether I should take my wife's ashes out there and bury them next to him or up under his stone or something. I don't know, and I guess I'm being selfish. I'm just so used to her being there, and I can occasionally go in there and hold that container. It's not a urn. It's like a metallic box, that's painted a nice soft gray. So I don't. There's a lot of pros and cons about cremation, but folks, here's the thing. At some time, probably years from now, where I have on those 4 plots out there where my son's buried and my stepdad, that cemetery's not going to be taken care of. When the money's gone, so's the upkeep. Yeah, I checked that out, Sandy, about exhuming them and all that. It's very expensive. Plus, you'll have the cost of 5,000. Cremate, if they're going to dig them up for 5,000, then the cremation's 2,000 or 3,000. So, yeah, I've told my daughter don't try to bury me traditional or anything. Matter of fact, I'm already talking to the VA. They're going to take care of my cremation, and all that, and think they'll give her the ashes if she wants them. Uh, it's a lot of people don't like to talk about stuff like this. You know, it's uh, who's Phyllis? Am I missing something here? Oh, Phyllis Gagney. She's whose mother? Oh, is she Canadian girl's mother? Is that what that is? I think that's what it is. They're on Crazy Families channel. Uh, yeah, nobody likes to talk about this stuff much. A lot of people don't. It don't bother me. I mean, it's part of life, and I just hope I can be around long enough to see my youngest grandson hit 20. And I don't know why that's so. Well, it's important. I want to see what kind of a guy he turns out to be and stuff. And uh, boy, he had a blast at St. Augustine. They went to the beach and all that stuff. The fort at St. Augustine wasn't open. You go to the outside of it, but you couldn't go inside. They had it closed. Um, it, but I was looking at videos of them and stuff, and they went to the beach and um, they think they went to Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum, and I've been to that thing. I don't know how many. I was going to that thing when I was going to grade school in Jacksonville, Florida, and there was something called Marine Land. I don't know if that's still open or not. Probably not. Probably not. You know, I hadn't ever heard a peep out of my brother George since he flew back to Virginia. I was wanting it. He said he'd call me, but he hadn't called me. And I can't handle calls good to hear anything, you know, it's just something I can't do. Um, but guys, uh, so much jammer jammering and uh, yeah, I just saw something. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull that up. I bet I don't have it on here. I don't. I was going to play Old Lang Syne. Yeah, it's not on there. Not on there. So I have to work on that. I might start doing an intro on these lives and an outro. You know, the end. Just trying to make it more pleasant. What would be cool if you could stick around long enough to meet us in person, Pop. Yeah, I really want to do that. Put your mask on. I'll put mine on, but there's going to be a big hug coming there. Matter of fact, all of you, every last one of you. Is Alan a hugger? I don't know if he would be or not, but gosh, I love that family. I just love that family. I'm just still trying to get my act together and everything, and it's hard to stay on track. And uh, if I don't take notes, I don't get stuff done. And I've got to start. I used to take notes, but I need to start taking notes again. I used to start taking notes again. I used to. I used to. I'll get it out in a minute. I need to start taking notes again. Yes, I do. Boy, I wish I could get hold of some of that food Marty's pulling out of them dumpsters. That gum. Especially when he start yanking cheese out of there and cottage cheese, onions. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Yeah, Christy, Tucker Upper said next time him and Sammy comes down Florida, they're going to swing by here and we might go dumpster diving. Boy, that'd be to catch me out. I love Sammy and Tucker. Tucker, first time I seen Tucker, I thought he was just a little smart ass young guy, with his way and stuff he was doing and everything. He's a daredevil type. He does a lot of stunts and stuff. But lo and behold, he's an old soul, and that's I think that's what Willow told me. He's an old soul, but he has all this insight into things that somebody his age don't have till they're years and years past where he's at. And I told him, I said, I don't know about your mom and dad, but daggone, somebody didn't raise you right, son. I love his channel, and I don't know why his channel he's up around 70,000, something like that, subscribers. But, and it's the weird thing about these channels, he gives Scrappin' Pallet Man a shout out when Scrappin' Pallet Man was like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. And when he gave him a shout out, his channel took off. And it hadn't stopped. He's up around 140,000 subscribers now. So I just can't figure that stuff out. Anyway, guys, I am going to cut it loose. And how long have I been here? Almost an hour. That's long enough, guys. But my hat's off and prayers to everybody that needs them. Well, you all need them. You all need them. All right, guys. I'm leaving. I'll see you in the next video, which will be, well, you can watch this again in the morning, or you can watch that new one that's coming up Monday morning, which is a pretty good one. Okay, I'm out of here. See you. Love all of you.